Welcome. Ukwenza inkatho, kukanda mijenya, kupiga kura au uganga kwa kutumia kura. Casting lots. What action must you do if you decide to master this skill or consult a supposed expert beyond limits? Our title today is Casting Lots. Sky is not the limit. Using artificial intelligence now, a white paper that was developed where machine learning and predictive analytics in decision making is being incorporated. And some scientists now advocate that we might actually have a neural link that connects us to all the data sources and informational sources that we might need. These very interesting times that we are living, but we want to go back into the history where artificial intelligence actually came from. But it is interesting that today Christians lambast casting of lots as demonic, but they vote in elections, a process that is called casting ballots, ball lots. The term ballot came from an Italian word ballote, referring to the small balls which were used in casting lots in earlier times. Ballot originally meant a lot or ball. So it's not of the devil. Can we cast lots today? When making life and death decisions, how many of us consider casting lots? Has casting lots become useless now? Is there power in casting lots? If yes, why is casting of lots now ignored by many bantus? If no, was it a useless activity? We want to give a story here of a Jesuit spy who was caught and executed in Southern Africa in a country that has been called Zimbabwe by the British. The use of Hakata lots was observed around the 16th century by a Portuguese named Antonio Caiado, who was visiting the court of the Monomotapa. He is quoted as saying that the ngangas, who were the specialists, or who are the specialists, these guys, in executing the system of casting of lots to derive a decision or to make a choice, cast lots and using 4 sticks, which we call Hakata, and told the Monomotapa that this man, a priest, was sent by the governor of India to spy the land, which was dead correct, 120% correct. Hakata were employed to determine the guilt of this Jesuit priest, Father Goncalo da Silveira, who was subsequently executed in Dande, that is northern part of this country that was given the name Zimbabwe by the British in 1561. This is when it happened. So in this case, the laws were very correct. What about today? What about now? What about you? Many melanin dominant humans consider casting of lots as demonic, as of the devil. As we have already indicated, many Bantus follow Islam and Christianity and Judaism, and therefore they cast out and they do not use casting of lots. But I walk in my ancestors' footsteps because I am a Kamitician. Therefore, if you discard casting of lots as Christians and Muslims and many others teach, despite the fact that in their books there is a lot of casting of lots, you are forced to rely on the spirits of the gods who enslaved and colonized you in your decision making and preparation unto death. If our leaders are ever in this situation to follow the thinking of Christianity, Judaism and Islam, will be forever colonized. Do you consider casting lots risky, like gambling? Since millions of Bantus are now following Judeo-Christian or Muslim religions and deceptions, should they cast lots? Did Africa worship God or Allah? No. Is it sin to make decisions based on casting lots? Yes and no. What does the Bible say about casting lots? Lots. Do you know the future? Do you want to know the future? You have to analyze the past. You know, in the past, there was the Tuskegee syphilis experiment and many other vaccination experiments which were performed on us by the powers that be. It is undeniably obvious that before the influx of Euro-coined Judeo-Christian faith into our heads, or Muslim, or Islam, or Buddhism, or other religions into our heads, we had a very good way of solving our problems. Our leaders in Africa and elsewhere had an active, wise, spirit-led priesthood that gave them clear and true counsel in decision making, as we have seen with Father Goncalo there, who was executed because he was a spy. Yes, he was a spy. The misfortune is that around 2,600 years ago, the political leadership decided not to follow such advice, and hence planted doubts in millions of bantus heads. Now we look down on casting of lots as demonic, and the results are crystal clear. All these Tuskegee experiments, all these vaccinations that we are hearing, all these systems that introduce things into us are coming because we are living in this world with our eyes closed and our ears shut, and we become victims of extinction beginning a few years ago. We live surrounded by many enemies. These are the lots that our ancestors crafted, and this is what is there today in many gambling places, so-called dice. Lastly, many Bantu priests today use this gift of Churume, Kwami, Nakwara as a system of making money. And because of pure greed, selfishness, they charge exorbitant amounts for it. And sometimes lie. By so doing, they no longer have the divine connection and ability to cast lots or throw bonds effectively. They are more of gamblers and more of chancers. Most melanin dominant humans are Christians, and they miss the point on casting of lots, that it was biblical, and it is in the Bible. In Proverbs 18:18, it says, casting the lot puts an end to disputes and decides between powerful contenders. It's in their Bible. They don't know it. The Torah and the Bible gives Urim and Thummim in the Old Testament. Urim, tongue, and Thummim, tumamina. So the words, so the flame, so the fire. What's the difference with casting of lots? None. It's there in Exodus 28:30. You can read it. Now, more verses here. In Leviticus 16:18, Aaron cast lots for the two gods, one lot for the Lord, and the other for Azazel, or the scapegoat. So even the devil there, the demon there, is discovered by casting of lots. See, the Torah. They don't read their Bible, they don't believe it. They think Jesus liberated them from the lots, but in the New Testament there are lots. Jesus used a lot of lots. Numbers 26:55, the land was divided by lots. In Joshua 18:18, the lots were cast in Shiloh for Joshua to divide the land among the sons of Israel. This is very clear. It's not sinful. You know the story of Jonah, who was swallowed by the whale or the fish. It was determined by casting of lots, and therefore Christianity today is on a totally different footing and is in total error. There are verses in the New Testament where lots are cast. The notable one is Acts 1:23, where the 11 remaining apostles who had walked with their Jesus, who had walked with their so-called Messiah, cast lots to select who would succeed the position of Judas Iscariot. In Matthew 27, when Jesus was on the crucifixion, lots were cast for his clothes. So Christians, unfortunately, to be honest and to be fair, they do not know their Bible. Is casting lots gambling? Casting lots is not gambling. Why? It does not satisfy the 4 criteria that is necessary to say gambling has taken place. That's why anyone who is casting lots today cannot be taken to court for prosecution, because it's not gambling. The 4 conditions are the action taken, risk of loss, short time, and zero-sum game. So this is not there in casting of lots. Anyone who casts lots and has this role, he is a gambler. Run away from such. Application of artificial intelligence in modern decision making shares very important attributes with casting of lots. Our ancestors dabbled in quantum physics, quantum mechanics. Ancient African doctors used the method of casting of lots as an aspect in African spirituality before the arrival of the god of Confucian or Allah or Jesus or Buddha or anything of that. The Old Testament bias against items like a single bone, a cowrie shell, or a piece of cloth is similar to one telling you to throw away your naturalness and the logic and adopt theirs. Casting lots is a powerful model of spirituality. It deals with advanced mathematics of probability and a chance correlating with quantum reality. Everything has a living spirit. It's called animism. That's what we believe in. That's Ubuntu. That's the truth. That's quantum physics and quantum mechanics. Artificial intelligence came from casting of lots. The process of reading a throne divination set is complex. The diviner must analyze many combinations of the orientations of individual objects and their placement, so-called entanglement. We shall show you where this goes to in relation to each other. These are the authors and the scholars and the researchers that wrote that. Roberts and Junot described how a cowrie falling on its convex side represented the river is full of fertility, while falling on the concave side represented drought. Junot notes that the interpretation of this configuration, particularly the cowrie lying on its side left diagonized, that the mother is ill or was suffering from dysentery. Throwing bones is a very old problem-solving system that works. Casting lots, also known as sortition, cleromancy, or sortology, is one of the many processes used since the beginning of recorded history, before Christianity, before Judaism, before Islam, to divine the future, to solve current problems and settle matters that were or are deemed complex. No matter the physical devices used, the idea of casting lots is always the same: quantum reality, entanglement, to reveal the will of the gods, divinities, or supernatural, or beyond the physical, via human brain interpretation of the action that they have performed when they created the process of a randomized probability or chance scenario when they cast them bones or dice or stones or Hakata. Throwing these, there is a randomization process behind that, and the resulting combination is the will or supposedly will or combination of the supernatural to reveal aspects of hidden reality. It takes more than mere thinking to be always correct. That's why you can never win the lotto casting lots. It's deeper. It needs a lot. Luck does not exist in this situation. You have to find that spirit first of that thing to detect the results that it is gonna produce. Casting lots and artificial intelligence. At this point, casting lots offers an explanation of situations. It deals with the world on the smallest scale. Casting lots has been proved as a communication practice that defies time and space in a manner that fundamentally dismantles ordinary logic and current mechanistic life. It is also the best point of all there is in predictive science that is driving artificial intelligence systems, which is soon to take over human decision making on the earth. It is beyond mere scientific theory, since it is truly counterintuitive. Quantum themes are similar to casting lots. Consider entanglement, which has been explored in the past 30 years and which we have alluded to in the casting of lots and the decipherment of what they have produced, because quantum entanglement poses an omnipresent randomness capable of manifesting itself simultaneously in more than one space. A sangoma enters this world via trance. Such astonishing non-locality is more than just an abstract curiosity or paradox. It is entirely down to earth application in casting lots. The nganga, for example, reveals information demonstrative of quantum teleportation, whose infinite possibilities even science fiction writers can scarcely imagine. Think about that. This is the most important aspect of casting of lots that we can give to anyone who is listening to this video. Quantum entanglement. It's a noun. A quantum mechanical phenomenon in which the quantum states of two or more objects have to be described with reference to each other, even though the individual objects may be spatially separated by kilometers and miles, even across time and space. Since we know that all things are alive, animism, you must learn to listen to these things and even assemble your own quantum machine or casting lot system. Learn to master the two basic ways in vogue today that derive hidden answers: quantum mechanics and casting of lots, giving you quantum reality in space-time as well as entanglement. We have said this many times. There's no superstition, there is supposition. There are no demons, there are particles. There is uncertainty that probability must bring into force. What action must you do if you decide to master these skills or consult a supposed expert? Test the expert. Let them tell you what they should not know. It's a journey, this life. The experts must know beyond time and space. For you and for an individual, you must believe in luck, and it will actually be good for you as long as you think clearly and work smarter. But how? Read all you can and practice all that which you read, specifically when it is the issue of thinking clearly and decision making. So you acquire an expert level type of skill even in casting lots. Amen. So any important choice requires careful study of facts and possible consequences, not mere chance. Therefore, casting lots is not a substitute for thinking through issues, but one of the last resort measures or confirmatory system. You wanna learn more about this? You wanna involve yourself with a group of individuals that are in these parts with the rich knowledge systems? Subscribe to this channel and send us an email on join@myfado.com. Till we meet again, edupe siabonga tatenda. Cast your lots. Learn to cast lots. Learn artificial intelligence. Be ahead in digital knowledge, not only social media. Have a good day.